Hello fellow traders, this is Paul Limmel, Big Kahuna Trading Club. Got another stock here, another quantum computer stock. Actually traded this last year, and we got a nice pullback in the cup. Good cycles lining up right now. The retrace is a little bit deep, but I'll break down the cycles here in a second. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Really helps us reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Also, we're looking for talent, maybe someone who's not locked into their own way of trading and is open to exploring a new outside the box form of cycle-based trading, which we use to swing trade equities and day trade indexes, SPY, QQQ, and futures. If you have any interest in that, DM me through our social media or email me at paul@bigkahunatradingclub.com and I'll give you more information. Also, the market rating is holding up well. Still at an A+. As you recall, last week we jumped from a C- to an A+, and then we got the real strong breakout of the Dow Jones 30, the base right here. You got basically about a 2,800 point move off of that retest of 35 of May. So that's the power of this market rating system. If you want to find out more about it, you can go to bigkahunatradingclub.club/market-rating. Okay, breaking down the cycles on RGTI. Again, this one had a big run up in late 2024 going into 2025, and this is a sharp pullback. You know, the high of that was about 21 bucks, pulled all the way back to close to 6 bucks. That's a deep retrace. Generally, when you get a deep retrace after a big move like that, you have extended cycles before it gets out of the cup. Now the primary cycle, the TM-3 cycle, is a 5 to 7 month cycle, and it's coming out of that line probably in the next few days. But I would not be surprised to see a TM-3B cycle. It's still within that 5 to 7 month range, and probably would be like right at that $20 PPP, because you have a trend line across the intra-cup cycle highs. That's a good place to potentially target. Now, as far as getting out of the cup, typically when you have that big of a gain, you're looking at a TM5 cycle, which is a 12 to 15 month cycle. So that would be late this year, early next year before a breakout. But, you know, again, we get good price action. It's confirmed support at that $10 PPP, or at least it has for right now. And if we can just get it to get up in this upper part of this prior U pivot, even a few months pullback, maybe a month and a half might be sufficient for this. Again, it all depends on the quality of the cup consolidation, the key cycles. That's what we always watch. So we'll be watching the next line right there. We got the breakout of the 15 PPP, came back, retested the $10. So if we break out of the 15 again with conviction, and head up to that $20 PPP and have a soft landing pullback, this again could break some rolls. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. Now, as far as the price squeeze, how it's set up, you had a TM1 cycle, it's 1.5 month cycle. Pullback lows was around 7, a little bit under 7, but mostly around that 750 PPP. So first cycle lows, TM1, you can see right there, this really did not close below that first wave low on the TD9 cycle. It's a 50-day cycle, 2.5 months. And so you even have a price squeeze in right there. So now you got the TM3 set, and you can see it's definitely a price squeeze, real apparent there. You got higher lows and soon to be potentially higher highs. So looking pretty good for getting out of that trend line and out of the cup highs. Possibly we'll be targeting potentially at $20 PPP, and then if we get a soft landing pullback off of that, we could be off to the races again in the fall cycle. Now, if you want to see the power of these key cycles, the TM7 over and over and over, you'll see it coming off of an IPO as the key breakout line. So you can see right here the IPO highs back in 2021, pullback TM7 setup right there. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Once you get inside that, you look for a 2 to 3 month high breakout. You're in at around $1. and that was a 2,300% move. So these cycles are really powerful. You can even see the price squeeze coming in here. You had probably a TM-5 cycle back here with lower lows, so you have higher lows right here at the TM-7, so major price squeeze in there, and that's what happens when you get that. Let's look at this right here as far as the cycle 3.1 right there. So you have probably about 3.5 year cycles inside of that, so you go with the high, the prior high. So you have a TY2 cycle off of the IPO. That's very strong too. So all we need is a good spike up here, soft landing pullback, and this one could definitely print some more gains on it. When we get back, we'll break down some potential targets on it. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you can find our club lingo at bigkahunatradingclub.club/lingo. Okay, looking at some price targets here, cycle-based price targets. We have a TM-3 cycle off of lows. That's a 5 to 7 month cycle, and so the north channel violation of that is around 30 bucks. If it hit that, that would be 100% plus gain on it. Good chance it will. I'm not so sure it's going to do it in the short term. It might be longer term, maybe later this year, early next year, but very possibly could do it. The extension channel XNCV is around 48 bucks or so. That would be a 300% gain or so out of this if it hits it. And the fact that it did an 18 BMI over here definitely would not be hard for a 3 BMI move on the same type of power play. So this is looking pretty good. We got the, again, mostly a confirmation of the $10 PPP. We have to slice through the $20 again, then you have a couple more up here, 25, 30, even the 35 is a very powerful PPP zone. But if we get outside of the prior U pivot, it'd be around 22 bucks or so. 25 would be a good target, pull back inside of that. And again, if this is all orderly, if the momentum's great, I always like to look for about a 200% gain out of a quality PBC zone on these high momentum stocks. So this would be approximately 2 times 25, 50 bucks plus 25, $75 target, which is, let me pull this chart down a little bit. That's probably another extension of the channel, even more than that. But definitely a possibility. Again, we'll be watching the quality of the consolidation in the PBC zone. That will be the key to how far this thing can go. And right now it's looking pretty good. And you know, main thing is just watching how it handles that $20 psychological price point. Again, the stock is RGTI Rigetti Computing Inc. If you're interested in our trading style and want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtrading.com. Hope you enjoyed the video.